Hey everyone, Chen here. We are at Goodwood Festival of Speed. We're gonna feature this really cool car. It's the Subaru Project Midnight. It's something that they built for crazy events like this, hill climbs, one-off time attack events, but they pulled it out for us here to shoot. I'm gonna talk to three individuals that are related to the car. One, Scott Speed. He's the driver, somebody that I've known for a long time, I've photographed for a long time. For number two, we're going to talk to the engine engineer. And then for the third person, we're going to talk to the chassis engineer. That way, everybody just kind of has their take on the car. Real car nerd stuff. So here we go. Let's talk about Project Midnight. How did this come to you first? Was it something like they pitched it to you, like, hey, we built this crazy thing, you got to drive it, or were you part of it?
I think it was a combination of energies of us wanting to, we did the lightning lap record in the Air Slayer, VAR, and we're like, yeah, this thing's not, it's good, it's super fast, but it's not as fast as a WRX could be if we wanted it to be on either like a hill climb or a time attack type event. And we were like, all right, how would we make it? What would it look like to, let's say, build the WRX that would be the best it can be at those type of events, which is obviously my background and my love, and so to help with the project of, turning a WRX into the most beast hill climb time attack vehicle you can imagine was just, yeah, it's an unbelievable project.
I'm looking from the outside, basically no rules at all. Right?
Yeah.
Just completely open rules, build the fastest possible vehicle out of this.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think, like everything, you try to keep it within a little bit of reason. But yeah, we widened the car, we lowered it. It's got a much different suspension and steering geometry. But at the end of the day, it still has WRX DNA in there.
Because the chassis is still like an actual production chassis.
Yeah, and it's based off our rallycross car. On the real fundamental core, it's the same chassis, which is, I think, something really unique about the WRX is it can do such different disciplines. Right, this is arguably one of the fastest off-road cars, and to also be able to compete on road with it is a feat. It's cool that it has that amount of versatility.
So what's the concept behind Midnight, though? Why is it all blacked out? Obviously, Subaru, blue and gold. I mean, you're wearing the livery right now.
I wish I was the one that came up with that idea, but I did not.
It's interesting because it's so crazy, the body and the wing, the way it looks, the way it sounds, it being a little more subtle on the livery side, it kind of evens out.
It's a unique piece, that fits into our, arsenal of cars. You look at the Air Slayer or the Huckster or our rally cars on our rally team, and this, like, everything has its own kind of piece on that, and it's cool that, this one has a, the all black Project Midnight kind of look to it that makes it stand out even more.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about how it drives. This is your, third time driving this in competition?
Yep. Did last year here at Goodwood. This is a unique event because the track being so narrow, we have to do special things with the steering to get it to drive straight because there is no width in the road. There's no room for errors. So this is actually a really fun event in that aspect because you have to actually change the way the car drives quite a bit compared to, like, if we did a lightning lap record at a racetrack, for example. But yeah, I mean, it's, we adjust the downforce on the car to adjust how the balance is in the high-speed corners, and I mean, everything you would in a race car, I guess.
It's interesting because you also have so little runtime, right? I mean,
outrageously little.
You did one run today.
Yeah, that's it today.
You have to make the most of it.
Yeah. Well, look, we also have a lot of resources. I have data I can look at. I got awesome onboard video to look at. So there is, we're lucky in that sense. But yeah, it's very little time to get it sorted. And then every time you go out there, also track's a little bit different. So you're kind of adapting along the way as quick as you can.
So right now, this is a tarmac setup.
Mm-hmm. Well, a tarmac setup that is uniquely adjusted for this track because, like I was saying, like, this track is very straight in some areas and it's very narrow. So I need a lot of precision on where I put this car because I need to take advantage of every inch of road I can. So the steering setup and the front geometry is definitely fine-tuned for this unique application.
Could this be used for mixed surface?
Well, it depends on the surface. I'm sure we could adjust some things on it. It would really depend on the surface. And the quantity of each, right? If this is like 80% tarmac, 20% gravel, sweet. But I think if you went to something that was really heavy gravel, we have the tool for that.
Let's take a look at your office here.
Okay, let me turn this thing on.
It's set quite a bit back, and also you're so low too.
Yeah. This is CG, right? And honestly, this would be the same in our rallycross too. But we've really engineered this whole thing to put as much weight as low into the center as you can. So I'm a big piece of that. I'm as far. You look over here too. Like we've cut out the tube to get the seat over even another 2 inches.
That's crazy.
So I'm really as far to the center of the car as I can and as far back as we can go with the cage.
So like the driving position, it's interesting. Yeah, like you are pushed that way as much as possible.
Yeah.
But it's still a straight driving position.
A little bit. Honestly, I wouldn't notice it. It could be a couple inches, and this positional type stuff, once you start driving, you just adapt to it.
What are we looking at here?
Yeah, so this is my main page, I guess, where I grab a lot of my information. So I got a brake bias here. So before I go out, I'll get the brake bias adjusted. You know, it's 45, 35 typically, and I can adjust that obviously.
And then it's paddle shift?
No, this is for the radio.
Oh, this is for the radio?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Wait, so you don't actually? Okay, so the shift is it's the lever right there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So
shift
sequential.
lever, handbrake with the launch with a recess button here, so I can't accidentally hit it. So when I want to activate the launch procedure, put my thumb in there, grab the button, pull the handbrake, and then it's in launch mode.
I see you warming up and cleaning your tires.
Yep.
Before
So
the run too.
Yep. So to do any of the hard running, I have to adjust the ALS setting, which is like keeps the turbo running. It effectively adds a little bit of throttle. That's what the cool sound that is rally and rallycross, that ALS sound. So I have to turn that on from over here. And then I can select different modes here on the wheel for different start positions. So for warm-ups, I'm start position 6, and that basically takes away any kind of control for the engine and allows full power.
Right.
So when I dump the clutch there in first gear, it's
ALS is anti-lag system.
anti-lag system, that's right. And then for our launches, it's a part of the performance here. So we will fine-tune after every launch and attack each launch like, it's the race and try to fine-tune how much control we have and
that's like a traction control?
A little bit of one, yep. It limits the amount of power I have, and it has a slope on it, but essentially it's an RPM control, yeah.
That's cool. Man, this thing is so awesome. Is this one of the craziest cars? You've driven so many different cars. Is this one of the craziest cars?
Man, it's one of the funnest, because I have so much control in this thing. If I wanted to, even though this thing is a full track car, if I wanted to take this thing out and have some fun in like a parking lot and show people what it can do, like I have the handbrake and I have the best 4-wheel drive you can make, and I can do some really fun stuff. So it's kind of like a multifaceted tool. It's an unbelievable track car that has a ton of performance, but I can also still have fun with it.
Love it. Well, thanks for showing us. I'm gonna go ahead and talk to the engineer, and I'll also talk to the chassis
thanks for
engineer.
not asking me exactly all the horsepower and stuff like that, because
You just drive the thing.
I just know it has a lot.
You just make this thing go fast. I get it. I get it. You're the wheelman.
Yeah.
I love driving my 996 turbo, but after a few weeks, the battery always goes dead. When it needed a jump start using the lead acid battery, I had to pop off the cover for the keyhole, open the door with a key, pop off the fuse cover, plug in the jump starter to the vehicle to open the front, take off the cover for the battery, then jump start the car. I can skip all of that with built-in wireless jump start. All I have to do is press this button on my anti-gravity key fob, and then I'm off enjoying my car. Let's talk about the engine.
Yeah.
So this is your department.
Do you want to pop the hood?
Yeah,
or-
let's do it. I thought you'd never ask.
All right.
So then you've been at Vermont Sports Car for
19 years.
19 years. So pretty much every single Subaru that I've had a chance to photograph on track, you've had a hand in the engine, the power plant.
Engines, transmissions. I've done a lot over the years, so a lot of different roles there. But Yeah, my first event with the team was the first X Games. It was amazing. So 2006. And
Okay.
it's been a long road. Lots of developments and lots of changes through the years.
Right. So all the rally cars, rallycross cars that Ken Block has driven, Pastrana, Mikey Lasik, Dave Mir, everyone, you've had a hand in.
I've worked with the team, yep, in different roles there. So from 2017, then there were two of us managing the engine department. So we do all the design, build, calibrations. We have an engine dyno, a chassis dyno. We do that all in-house.
So what was the brief for something like this? Build the craziest engine you can possibly build, or like what? There's no rules, right, with this?
There's no rules, but generally what we're trying to go for is the most usable power band that we can get. It can get kind of carried away with chasing peak numbers. You can make a flash in the pan, high horsepower, but we're looking for a huge area under the curve. So this is making 680 brake horsepower, but basically over a 3,000 RPM band.
That's the most important part.
Get the power band and the gear ratios right, so we can make the most use of all the traction that we have there.
Yeah, and like you said, you could turn up the wick if you wanted to. Probably make what's the max you could probably make?
Well, this one's based on the Gymkhana. We made 860. So.
And that was in the Huckster.
In the Huckster.
That was also in the WRX.
In the Air Slayer.
Air Slayer,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Got it. That's cool. Okay, so then, what's the literage and maybe if we could talk about a little more of the actual engine.
Yeah, so it's
2
a
liter.
2 liter. It's got a billet block, billet cylinder heads. This is all custom designed for us. We've made our own intake exhaust system. So it has a Garrett Motorsport turbocharger. Scott was saying with a fresh air anti-lag system, dry sump system. The radiators in the back, so everything in the front is just intercooler.
Oh, that is a huge intercooler.
Yeah, with the anti-lag, we can have high temps out of the compressor, like 200 C, but then 30 C going into the engine. So the intercooler is really efficient. Then we push the engine way back for inertia. So normally the front of the engine in a road car would be about here. You can see how far back it is, just trying to shove it as far as we can, help with handling.
So, but then even though it's a billet block, it's all like a Subaru design. Like it's identical to the Subaru.
It's very similar. So because we develop items piece by piece, we can actually still bolt up a lot of original Subaru parts. It wasn't like a complete clean sheet design. There's a lot of iterations along the way. So we could swap to a Subaru head, we could put in a Subaru block or a cam or whatever component, just because it's been built up over the years into what it is now.
And then is this considered an EJ?
It is an EJ.
Okay,
Yeah.
Got it. So why 2 liter? Just to keep it?
Well, we can go bigger, like the Gymkhana has a 2.3. Generally, it's the power band and the response is the trade-off that we're looking for, and then how we can match the power band to the gear ratios that we have. Depending on if we're trying to go for a top speed, if we're trying to do a film, something we can dial in at the hill climb, we know what the speeds of the corners will be, what's the real gear ratio we need, what's the power that we need. So just having ultimate power everywhere seems like it'd be useful, but actually dialing it in specifically is where we find performance, where we find lap time.
That's awesome. What is this cooler for?
That's a power steering cooler. This is the reservoir for the power steering pump and reservoir, and it's got a return cooler on it.
It's interesting that it gets enough air through here.
Yeah.
Oh, because there's a opening
The
there.
opening there. Yeah, just get some airflow through it.
So then this is just a fan just to get more air out of the intercooler?
It's mainly like on the start line when the car is sitting, try to get some airflow through so it's not heat soaking as much.
That is so cool. I really love how much you guys put into something like this. It's just amazing when I guess the goal is just to go as fast as possible.
I mean,
It's simple.
Yeah, it is a challenge, the hill climb. You know, you never know who's going to be here, and it's, you know, sort of us against us, and then we'll see how it stacks up on the day. But we're trying to get everything we can out of it. We've been working on it.
I'm just gonna put out in the universe. I'm sure you guys have thought about it, but man, would this be cool at Pikes Peak?
Yeah,
This would be so awesome. I would love to see that.
it would be incredible. I think we need a bigger fuel tank. This one's a little bit small. So
You guys are pretty much out of fuel at the top of the hill. or-
we're only carrying 7 liters right now, but this is about 20, 25. So we wouldn't get too far up there. But yeah, that would be incredible.
So what kind of fuel does this run?
Well, we have different fuel options. We had to change because of what we could source in the UK. So it's like a 105 octane that we could get here.
All right, cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I just want to go over, I guess, the concept
For sure.
a little
It's
bit.
easier for me because while Dan took the bonnet off so you could see, we're not going to remove the wheel, so I can tell you whatever I want for the suspension.
Yeah, sure. So how much of it is the original?
It's based, of course, on the WRX. So the philosophy, if you want, of the suspension is the same. For example, it's a McPherson strut at the front. It's an evolution, though, in many other areas from all the lessons learned from Subaru's involvement in rallying, rallycross, Goodwood previous years. So it is a serious evolution.
And is this a lot lighter than
It
a
is
WRC
lighter,
or-
it has a stronger engine, it has a very, purposely made and dedicated aero package, which was done with, it's a great work and thought went to develop that aero package.
How long did it take to develop this vehicle?
As I said, because it is an evolution, it's based on lessons we have learned from previous years, working with computers, building a model and getting some results. You can arrive in some good results within 3 months, and then it will take a good part of 6 months to make prototypes.
Because this, while it is an over fender, it's actually functional as aero.
It
too.
is functional. Sometimes, or frequently, if you look at an aero package, any aero package, you should concentrate only on this single element, and you can try to visualize what the air will do going over that, creating downforce. Or, for example, having a fence here, you don't get a spill, as we call it. The air doesn't escape the good surface. So you contain the air within that good surface to achieve whatever you are after, which is, of course, downforce.
Right, so then the original chassis, where does it end? It pretty much ends right here, but this is all reinforced, but it's the same
Correct.
pickup points?
Yes, as I said, it is still a McPherson strut, purposely made, dedicated, calculated damping curves for the particular usage of this car. We have, extensions from the main chassis member to be able to hold the rad package, and
But this is all carbon too, huh?
that is true.
That is so cool. So then the original chassis pretty much ends here, and then everything else
Yes,
is all tube.
extends forward. Yes, the under bonnet area, it's very frequently a cramped area with many components, and very frequently the engine department will discuss with us the chosen location or the original idea they have where they should place the radiator package. It is a heavy assembly, let's say, and it might not suit the chassis department where they want to place it. So it's a great interaction we have between the departments.
It is so crazy that all of this stuff was recreated in carbon fiber. It looks like the stock components, but you guys went through so much effort to make it, just kind of look like an original
It
Subaru
is,
car.
because
It looks
we-
like a Subaru from the outside.
Correct. It does. We do have to maintain the image of the car, because the very first glimpse you have of the car, it has to remind you of a Subaru. It is a Subaru. No matter from which angle you look at it, it is a Subaru. And that's because frequently you could go off at a tangent with an aero package and create something that is, yes, more functional perhaps than this one, performance-wise, but then it gets away from the image that we want to maintain for Subaru. So that's a nice challenge for us also.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. My good buddy Yuji pointed out something about this. So it's like a Vermont license plate. This was built in Vermont at Vermont Sports Car. But all actual stage rally cars have to run license plates. So to pay homage to the stage rally car, they put a license plate, like a fake one, but as the plate number, it's 00.00, which means it's midnight. So I thought that was super cool.